Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. And today I'm going to be doing a versus video between the Jordan 36 and the Jordan 35. So the Jordan 35 was a great performer and so is the Jordan 36. Actually top tier, and they're also top tier in price. So the Jordan 35 retailed for 180 bucks. The Jordan 36 retails for $5 more. It's $185. There are some really dope colorways of the 36. So if you guys do want to cop either of these shoes, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones. And as far as the traction goes, we have herringbone for both of the outsole patterns. And for the Jordan 35, it has a very good bite. Very solid on a clean court. Also on dust, it picks up a little bit of dust, but it's not terrible. You just do a little slight wipe and you're good to go. And then as far as durability goes, durability is pretty bad. I did play outdoors in the Jordan 35 and it did wear down very quickly. The rubber is actually very soft. As far as the Jordan 36 goes, it also has a very good bite. Here for the translucent outsole as well as the solid rubber counterpart, I had no issues with either of them. As far as performance on dust goes, I'd say it's not the best, but it's also pretty damn good. I would say it's even a little bit better than the Jordan 35. It picks up a little bit less dust. It's easier to wipe off. And once you wipe off, you have a good couple of stops again until it picks up dust again. So I would say dust performance is a little bit better in the Jordan 36. And as far as durability goes, I did not play outdoors in the 36, so take this with a grain of salt. But the rubber actually seems a lot harder. The grooves are deeper and also thicker. So I feel like the Jordan 36, you would be better off for durability if you are playing outdoors, but I don't know if you want to play outdoors in a $180 shoe. But as far as the overall performance goes, I would say the Jordan 36 does edge out the Jordan 35 just a little bit, even though the Jordan 35 was still top tier. All right, moving on to the heel to toe transition, right? So for both of these shoes, they're both pretty damn nice, right? So the Jordan 36 has a very nice curved shape here in the heel. Also, it's fully exposed, like the foam isn't caged or anything, so it's not clunky here in the heel. Same thing goes with the Jordan 35. The Jordan 35 fully exposed midsole. You have a nice rounded shape as well. So it doesn't feel clunky at all in the heel, but there is a little bit less compression from this foam. It's a little bit stiffer, I would say. So it's not a huge deal, and it's just me nitpicking at this point, but the Jordan 36 is a little bit smoother in the heel, just a tiny bit. As far as the forefoot goes, we have a very nice curved shape in both of the shoes. Jordan Brand does this very well. But one thing they kind of lack in is the forefoot flexibility. The Jordan 36 feels a little bit more flexible here in the forefoot for some reason. The Jordan 35, not as much. Like, look at that, right? But it's not a huge deal because once you put your full weight onto the forefoot, and also because of the shape, it doesn't feel super stiff in the forefoot for the Jordan 35. So as far as the overall smoothness, they're both around the same, but the Jordan 36 is a little bit smoother and a little bit more fluid, especially when you're doing heel dominant strides down the court. So the Jordan 36, I would say, is a little bit better for heel to toe transition, although it's not a huge difference. All right, as far as the cushioning setup goes, the cushioning setup is quite different. So here in the Jordan 35, we have a very large zoom unit here in the forefoot. We also have a zoom unit here in the heel, which I didn't really feel all too much, but the forefoot zoom unit is very bouncy. It's kind of crazy because it's like it is segmented, but it feels like your foot is digging into the entire forefoot, as opposed to the Jordan 36, which is using a full-length zoom strobel unit. It just feels kind of like bouncy in that area, you know what I mean? So it feels a little bit different, and also the Jordan 36 is a lot easier to feel just because that zoom unit is pretty much right underneath your foot, besides I guess the insole. But also another difference is that the Jordan 36 feels a little bit higher up off the ground as opposed to the Jordan 35. I didn't really notice it all too much just going from the 35 to the 36, but once I had the Jordan 36 and the 35 on each of my feet, I definitely did notice a difference where the 35 felt a little bit lower to the ground. So that's a little bit of a difference there. Like I said, the foam is softer here in the Jordan 36, so you get a little bit more compression. It feels a little bit softer, and I guess the overall comfort is a little bit better in my opinion in the Jordan 36, although the 35 is still very comfortable. You still get that crazy compression from the forefoot zoom unit. So in my opinion, the Jordan 36 is better for cushioning because you get that full length zoom strobel unit. You get that zoom sensation pretty much on your entire foot, as opposed to the Jordan 35 where it's pretty much only in the forefoot, but it is very bouncy. I feel like if you don't want that zoom strobel unit like on your entire foot, then probably go with the forefoot zoom unit here in the 35. And also, I guess if you want something a little bit lower to the ground as well. But everything else, impact protection, bounce, compression, comfort, I would say the Jordan 36 edges the Jordan 35 out. All right, moving on to the materials. So they are very different, right? So here in the Jordan 35, they went back to, I guess, like old school materials, like leather, suede, and stuff like that. But it's actually very, very thin. Like when you're looking at the shoe, it looks kind of like bulky, I would say. You know, the material looks a little thick, right? But when you put it on, it feels really thin. Also very supportive and also minimal, you know. Also, as far as the padding goes, there's not a whole lot of padding. Like here in the tongue, there's minimal padding, and then here in the ankle area, there's minimal padding besides the Achilles pillows. Here in the Jordan 36, we have the lino weave material, which is extremely thin. It's pretty much see-through actually. So ventilation is very good. So if you're looking for a well-ventilated shoe, obviously the Jordan 36 is better. But on foot, it was kind of hard for me to tell the difference. They both feel very minimal on foot. I would say the 36 feels just a tiny bit more minimal. I don't know what it is with the 35, but it just feels really nice on foot, and also like it conforms to your foot very well. And like I said, it's thin. The tongue, I would say, has pretty much the same amount of padding in both of the shoes, and then in the ankle area, I would say it's pretty much the same amount of padding besides the Achilles pillow, like I said, in the 35. So as far as on-foot performance goes and how it feels on foot, I really had no issues when I was playing them, and they both felt great. No pinching or anything. They conformed to my foot very well. Very thin, minimal uppers. As far as the overall quality goes though, I don't know. I guess if you want like more old school materials, and also I guess like more durable materials, then the 35 is the better option, because the 36 with this lino weave, although there's like TPU strands and stuff through it, I don't think it'll be as durable as the 35, right? So there is the materials there. Moving on to the fit is pretty much the same. I went true to size. It fits me very, very well. Lengthwise, I was good true to size. Widthwise, it's slightly narrow in both of the shoes, and here in the toe box, it is quite snug, especially when you get it at first. It does stretch out in both of the shoes once you break it in, but it is a very snug fit. So I would tie it up for fit. If you know what size you were in the 35, pretty much it's the exact same fit here in the Jordan 36. Also, both of these shoes are mid-top shoes, you know, not the best. Actually, like there's not a whole lot of ankle movement restriction or ankle support. I mean, here in the 35, you get a little bit, especially here in the back. Remember, I had this problem with this part of the shoe digging into my Achilles, so just watch out for that. I still experience it no matter how much I played in it, no matter how much I try to break it in, it would still be very uncomfortable for me personally. Here in 36, I didn't have that problem at all, because it's pretty much like a line. There's no point or anything here in 36, so that felt a lot better for me personally as well. All right, moving on to the support and lockdown. So for lateral containment, I had no issues with either of these shoes. So Jordan brand usually, or most of the time, has very, very good lateral containment, just like support throughout the entire shoe. So here in the 35, no problems with this material. It's very supportive. There's no stretch to it really at all. And of course, we have this Eclipse plate. You know, it does come up here in the midfoot, acting as a sidewall, and then here in the heel we have an internal TPU heel counter. Here in the Jordan 36 as well, we have the foam coming up a good amount here in the forefoot. There's no Eclipse plate per se, like it's not really an Eclipse plate. Like Jordan brand didn't say there was an Eclipse plate, but anyways, we have this like arch support plastic piece here, and also another plastic piece on top of the outsole. But either way, the foam does extend from the forefoot and here in the heel to the midfoot, acting as a sidewall, and there is an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment here in the 36 was good as well, so I would pretty much tie it up. I had no issues with that. As far as the ankle support goes, I would say the 35 actually has a little bit better ankle support for some reason. Probably because this material is a little bit thicker. The 36 is actually kind of thin and kind of soft, so it doesn't restrict ankle movement as much. So the 35 has better ankle support, but like I said, just be careful with this pointy part here in the back of the shoe. Also for lateral stability, I had no issues in either of the shoes actually. So let's see which one is wider. It's pretty much the same exact width, if you guys can see that. So lateral stability was good. I had no issues with like my foot wanting to roll or anything. They're both low, wide bases. All right, as far as the weight goes, if I remember correctly, the Jordan 36 is a little bit lighter. The Jordan 36 actually is one of the lightest Jordans we've seen in his entire line. So 11.78 ounces, that's pretty damn light. Actually very, very light. Jordan 35 is like 12 point something. Yeah, 12.95 ounces, right? So the Jordan 36 definitely feels a little bit more minimal, a little bit lighter on foot as well. Although the Jordan 35 doesn't really feel heavy at all or bulky. It feels very streamlined, you feel very supported, and also very responsive in both of the shoes. It's just the Jordan 36 feels a little bit more lightweight on foot when you're playing in it. But as far as overall responsiveness and how quick you can feel when you're playing in both of them, you feel very quick when you're playing both of the shoes. Like the traction is very good. Also, the zoom units are very bouncy in both of these shoes, especially when you're coming out of the first step. Support is there, your foot is contained into the shoe, it's not moving around. So for responsiveness, they're both very, very responsive. Alright, moving on to the aesthetics, I would say I like the Jordan 36 better. Jordan 35 also, it looks great. There were some really cool colorways as well. But the Jordan 36, I feel like the overall silhouette I like better, just in my opinion. And there's some really cool colorways coming out too. So tell us what you guys think looks better down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, I would say the Jordan 36 is the improved Jordan 35. You know, the cushioning setup, in my opinion, I like better. It's just super bouncy throughout the entire footbed, but it's not too much. It feels nice. There's compression from the foam. You know, it's a softer foam than 35. Traction is also a little bit better. Materials are thinner. The overall weight of the shoe is lighter, better ventilation, and also, in my opinion, it looks better. So for overall performance, I would say the Jordan 36 beats out the Jordan 35. I'm definitely not saying the Jordan 35 sucks at all. It's a great performer, but the Jordan 36 is definitely a little bit better in my opinion. So that about wraps up this versus video. Again, if you guys want to cop either of these shoes, I try to leave a link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.